Hello my dear students, welcome to once again to our physics class. So in this class we will explain magnetic properties of some materials or types of magnetic materials. In general, you should know very well magnetic materials are classified into three types. They are diamagnetic materials, paramagnetic materials and ferromagnetic materials. First one, how the magnetic property will be induced inside the material when there is no external magnetic field. How a magnetic property will be induced? So that magnetic property or the types of magnetic materials, they will be resolved or they will be explained on the basis of molecular theory. According to molecular theory, a material exhibits magnetic property only due to circulating electrons in the atoms. Again, we know electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the circular orbits. That is called as orbital motion of electron. And at the same time, electrons are spin about its own axis. Again, electron is a negative charged particle, If a negative charged particle revolves around the nucleus, means a charged particle revolving around the nucleus, this constitutes some current. Same time, electron will also revolve around about its own axis. That is called spin motion. Due to spin motion also, it has some electric current. That means due to orbital motion, electron is having some magnetic moment. Due to spin motion also it is having some magnetic moment. Resultant magnetic momentum of the electron is always equivalent to the vector sum of orbital moment plus spin moment. Here, the circulating electrons have a magnetic moment in a direction always perpendicular to circulating plane. Suppose if the circle is taken like this in the plane of the paper, the magnetic moment corresponding to it, that is always perpendicular to plane. Circulating plane ku perpendicular ga untundi. Suppose it is taken as a circulating electron. Again, this is the electron direction. Current direction is always taken opposite to direction of flow of electrons. This is the current direction. Just it is taken as a current carrying coil. This current carrying coil also behaves like a magnetic dipole. Means one pole of the coil or one surface behaves like the north pole and the remaining surface behaves like south pole. Magnetic moment M is always along the axis which is perpendicular to its plane and is going from south to north. Right. Here, in an atom, the electron possesses spin as well as orbital motions. Hence, the electron has two dipole moments. The net magnetic moment is always equal to the vector sum of the two dipole moments. So, on the basis of this concept, we will explain what is meant by diamagnetism and how a diamagnetic property will be induced inside the metal. So, some of the substances having a paired electrons in the valence state behaves as diamagnets. Paired electrons. Suppose in these substances, the magnetic moments of electrons in each pair, they are equal and opposite, so that their net magnetic moment is 0. One electron is going like this clockwise Another electron is moving in anti-clockwise direction. Magnetic moment of one is m1 equal to m, and for దీనికి వచ్చేసి magnetic moment m2 equal to m, both are equal and opposite. Net magnetic moment of this situation is equal to 0. That means a diamagnetic material means any material or any substance having paired electrons in the valence state. Paired electrons in the valence state exhibits diamagnetic property. That means without any external magnetic field, net magnetic moment of the material is equal to 0. Suppose when the same diamagnetic material that is placed in the external magnetic field, then the orbital motion of electrons are affected. Suppose this is the electron. This is going circulating in clockwise direction. Current direction is taken like this. External magnetic field is applied perpendicular to plane. Perpendicular to plane B is the external magnetic field. This is a current carrying conductor. Suppose a current carrying conductor kept in the magnetic field, it experiences a force that F is equal to BIL. It is also in moving charges and magnetism. The force acting on this current carrying conductor due to magnetic field that can be explained using Fleming's left hand rule, or force acting on a charged particle inside the magnetic field, F is equal to Q into V bar cross V bar. That is in Fleming's left hand rule. According to this is the left hand, forefinger, middle finger and thumb. These three are stretched in mutually perpendicular directions. Let the forefinger is kept along the field direction, middle finger along the direction of velocity of the charged particle, then positive charged particle, then thumb indicates the direction of force. Suppose here, on the basis of it, this is a negative charged particle. In general, the force acting, electrostatic force acting towards the nucleus is equivalent to Fe. Due to this external field, the force acting on it Fm, this is opposite to Fe. That means net force acting towards the center of the circle will be decreases. The force acting towards the center of the circle is also called centripetal force. Centripetal force F equal to mv square by r. As the force decreases, velocity also decreases. Therefore, the speed of the given particle will be decreased by an amount delta v. That means, in this case, the net speed is equal to v minus delta v. As the speed decreases, the current corresponding to it also decreases. Magnetic moment M equal to I into A. As I decreases, M also decreases. That's why magnetic momentum of this revolving electron is equal to M minus delta M. In the same way, for the another electron which is circulating in anti-clockwise direction, electrostatic force is acting directed towards the center of the nucleus, and magnetic force is also directed in the same direction. That means the net force will be increases. Speed of the particle also increases. That means magnetic moment also increases. That the speed is increases by delta v, magnetic moment is increases by delta m. Its magnetic moment m2 is equal to m plus delta m. Net magnetic moment of these two electrons is given by m minus delta m minus of m minus delta m, because both are in opposite direction. That is equal to minus 2 delta m. Here the negative sign indicates the net magnetic moment will be developed opposite to external field. So, which is directed opposite to external magnetic field. That means, if a diamagnetic material is kept in the external magnetic field, a small magnetic moment will be induced opposite to dipole external magnetic field. That means, a diamagnetic material is kept in the external magnetic field, it acquires a small magnetism, a small intensity of magnetization within it. Hence, a weak resultant magnetic moment is developed in a direction opposite to the field, and the material is magnetized opposite to field. That is called as diamagnetic property. So it is remembered that diamagnetic property that is only in the atoms having unpaired electrons in the valence state. Next magnetic property is paramagnetism. So the paramagnetic property will be the paramagnetic property. It is mainly due to substances having unpaired electrons in the valence state. The substances having unpaired electrons, they will behave as paramagnets. The atom of a magnetic substance possesses a magnetic moment due to orbital as well as spin motion of unpaired electrons. Hence, resultant magnetic moment in an atom is not zero but has a certain value. These are considered as tiny magnets, which are also known as atomic magnets. Right? Suppose if the material has or a substance is having unpaired electrons in the valence state. Unpaired means, suppose two electrons which are equal and opposite, their magnetic moments are cancelled. There is one more electron in the outermost orbit. It is having some magnetic moment. That's why that atom has some magnetic moment. That atom is also known as atomic magnet. Due to thermal motion, these atomic magnets, suppose this is a situation, this is one of the atomic magnet, this is another atomic magnet, like this. All these atomic magnets are moving in random directions, so that net magnetic moment of this situation is equal to 0. Means in a paramagnetic substance also having no magnetic moment when it is not kept in the external magnetic field. Suppose the same material is kept in the external field like this. All the atomic magnets are try to align along the field direction, so that the material has some magnetic moment which are along the direction of field. Whereas in diamagnets, a small magnetic moment will be developed opposite to external field in case of diamagnets. In case of paramagnetism, all the dipole moments are aligned along the field direction. That's why it has some magnetic moment along the field direction. Right? Next one, ferromagnetism. It is also explained using domain theory. This ferromagnetism was clearly explained by the scientist Weiss. So, like paramagnetic substances, the atoms of ferromagnetic substances has a permanent magnetic moment. But in ferromagnetic materials, due to exchange of interaction on unpaired electrons in one atom interact strongly with the unpaired electron in the surrounding atom. Due to this, they align themselves in a common direction over a small volume of the material. These small volumes of uniform magnetization are also called domains. This is one atomic magnet. Maybe if the surrounding atoms are very close to it, this may interact with the surrounding one also. Therefore, the surrounding magnetic moment is also having along the same direction of the first one. So therefore, due to this mutual interaction, up to certain volumes, all the atomic magnets, they will try to align in one direction. The small volume having atomic magnets having a magnetic moment in a particular direction is called as the domain. So, in each domain, magnetic moment of all the atomic magnets will be aligned in the same direction. This is another domain. So, each domain contains nearly 10 to the power 11 atoms and whose magnetic axes are aligned in the same direction. Even in the absence of any external magnetic field, they will be aligned in the same direction. When it is kept in the external magnetic field, these magnetic moments of the substance also increases, because all these atomic dipoles or domain theory, they will try to align along the field direction. That's why its magnetic property will be increases. Right? Now let us explain the comparison of magnetic moments of magnetic materials. It is also very important question for IB point of view. First one, ferromagnetic materials, paramagnetic materials and diamagnetic materials. Ferro, these are attracted strongly by the magnets, and these are weakly attracted by the magnets, and these are repelled by the magnets, because a small magnetic moment will be developed which is opposite external field. That's why these are repelled. These are feebly attracted by the magnets. They are strongly attracted by the magnets. Next, in case of ferromagnets, these are strongly magnetized in the direction of the applied field. These are weakly magnetized in the direction of applied field. These are weakly magnetized up to and opposite to applied field. Right. It is suspended in the uniform magnetic field. It comes to rest parallel to the direction of the applied field in case of ferromagnetic materials. Whereas in case of paramagnetic materials, it is suspended in case of uniform magnetic field. It comes to rest parallel to the direction of applied field. But in this case, it is suspended in the uniform magnetic field. It comes to rest perpendicular to direction of the applied field. Next again, intensive magnetization I is very large because more amount of magnetic property will be induced in case of ferromagnetic materials, and it is positive. But in case of paramagnetic materials, intensive magnetization I is very small and positive, but in case of diamagnetic materials I is very small and negative. Next, magnetic susceptibility is high and positive in case of ferromagnetic materials and is also temperature dependent. That chi is equal to C by T minus Tc. This formula is also called as Curie-Weiss law. There are so many problems related to Curie-Weiss law. So here Tc is equal to Curie temperature, C is equal to Curie constant, and for iron Tc is equal to 1043 Kelvin and or Tc is equal to 770 degrees Celsius. In general, on increasing the temperature, magnetic property of the substance will be decreases. That means susceptibility also decreases. So in case of ferromagnetic materials, susceptibility varies as the temperature by the relation chi is equal to C by T minus Tc. This is known as Curie-Weiss law. Whereas in case of paramagnetic material, chi is very small and positive and varies inversely with the temperature. Chi is proportional to 1 by T. This is called Curie's law only. Next one, in case of diamagnets, chi is very small and negative and is independent on temperature. So in case of ferromagnetic material, the graph between 1 by chi and T is like a straight line making the positive intercept. Or the graph between chi and T is a rectangular hyperbola. So this is the temperature Tc. For ferromagnetic materials, nature of 1 by chi and T is a graph is straight line passing through the origin. Again, in case of ferromagnetic material, relative permeability far greater than 1, just greater than 1, and this is less than 1. Next, they tend to move from weak to strong parts of the non-uniform magnetic fields. In case of paramagnetic materials, they tend to move from weaker to stronger parts in case of non-uniform magnetic fields. They tend to move from stronger to weaker parts of non-uniform magnetic fields. Examples are iron, nickel, cobalt. For ferro, for para, aluminium, manganese, platinum, oxygen, etc. And for dia, copper, silver, H2O, Au, Sb, Pr, Hc, and diamond, etc. So these are the differences between dia, para, and ferromagnetic materials. But the problems mainly based on Curie's law and Curie-Weiss law. These two are very important, right?